Stevens. This is the first of what I hope to be many video blogs to come. This is the first test, so hopefully in time that my equipment, my presentation, and my entertainment value will get better over the course of these next few sessions. I think the best place to start would be to talk about how this all begins, how it begins, at least for me on my end. And generally it's going to start with a potential client giving me a call and wondering, is bankruptcy a good option for them? And the answer to that question is always, well, yeah, that's why you're calling. People don't call me just to see how the day's going. They're calling me because they have a need, they have concerns, and they want to see if there's a better way out. And almost always, yes, there's a better way out. And that's hopefully the service that I'm going to provide. The next question is going to be, do I qualify? Do I qualify for bankruptcy? And that, again, is a very easy question, because if you're an individual with a pulse, you qualify for bankruptcy. It's just a matter of putting that individual in the right type of bankruptcy. There's several different kinds of bankruptcy. Generally for consumers, we're talking about a Chapter 7, which they call it a liquidation, or Chapter 13, which is a reorganization. Sometimes individuals and business owners will file Chapter 11, which is a reorganization. Individuals can file Chapter 11 as well if they don't qualify for Chapter 13 because they have too much debt. The concept is the same, but a Chapter 11 is a little more complicated and costly. So we try to reserve those for businesses and not put individuals into Chapter 11 unless it's absolutely necessary. The next question is, what do we do to get started in this process? And I'm going to briefly go over on the phone about how do we proceed, what the process is, and what to expect. And then set a time to get together. I'm going to ask for my potential client to bring certain things in with them to help us make a decision whether they should be filing now, waiting, what type of bankruptcy we should be doing, and what our potential concerns are. And what I'll be looking for, I don't need any of this prior to meeting, because generally I just want to really meet the client and set their mind at ease and answer the questions. But what I ask them to bring in to make our job easier would be the last 6 months of pay stubs. Now, if you're a wage earner, that's pay stubs. If you're self-employed, that may be a profit and loss statement. If you earn cash, that may be just deposits into a bank. If it's disability income, a bank statement showing direct deposit. Somehow we're going to need to document the last 6 months of household income. We're going to look for the last filed federal tax return, not state tax returns, not 3 years ago tax returns, the last filed federal tax return. If you didn't file last year, then the last one filed before that. And then we're going to be looking to see an idea of what is the type of creditors that we're dealing with there. If it's just institutional creditors, credit card debt, collection accounts, we're going to get most of that from the credit bureau. If there's perhaps personal loans or debts to doctors and dentists, those type of things don't always show in a credit report. So we're going to ask for you to bring in any notifications you got from those type of creditors that we have their right address, the right balance that they say at the road. There's going to be a credit counseling class that's going to need to be taken later on, and I'll give the client the directions how to take that class at some point prior to filing. But generally, in the first phone call, that's what we're looking for. Get an idea of what the client wants, get an idea of what kind of documentation we need and information we need to make a decision, and then set a time to get together to make them feel at ease, answer questions, and get a feel of this case. And at that point, we'll start putting together a petition and a plan if it's a reorganization, and structuring how we want to proceed from there. In my next blog, I will get into the nuts and bolts about preparing that bankruptcy petition and what the process is going to be like moving from there.